day 78 of going live 5 days a week. This is just crazy. And then Saturday is going to be a max day. We're trying to get a 1 rep max. We'll see. Probably going to be pretty bad, but hey, we're still, just any day in the gym is better than any day working a job, isn't that right? I mean, who knows what JOB stands for? I've asked before, obviously, because this is my favorite acronym, but if you're working a JOB, you're working a job, you are working and living just over broke. It's a JOB. You're just over broke because your boss is paying you just enough to keep you working without quitting, but not so much money it takes money out of their pocket. If they paid you what you were worth, they would go broke. So what I would suggest is what you want to do, instead of working a dead-end JOB, you work on your own things. Figure out a way to make money outside of working a dead-end JOB. So today, it's going to be a somewhat heavier day. Saturday's a max 1 rep day. So I am pumped to be able to do the 1 rep max. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's like a game day. You know, you practice whatever sport you're doing, and then you're always practicing and, you know, you enjoy it, but it's nothing like a game. When you're playing a game in a competition, and for me with Olympic lifting, it's competing against my old self. Not against anybody else, because everybody's different. It's all about being better than you were yesterday. Every day. So that's why I'm going live. I already know I'm going to lift. It's my favorite thing to do. So why not encourage other people to go to the gym? Now, if you did Olympic lifting, oh, I would be happy. You and I would be best friends. But if you just exercise, when you think about any wealth that you have, any money you have, you can't take it with you. As they're saying, I've never seen a U-Haul following a hearse. A hearse, where somebody dies, you know, going to the graveyard. You've never seen a U-Haul because you can't take it with you. So if you don't focus on your health now, to be completely honest, you never will. All right. I don't know what it is. I got a lot of energy. I didn't even drink that much coffee, but I'm feeling good. And I personally don't do split jerks. I like doing squat jerks. Snatch balance. This is snatch balance. Push or drop under the bar and then punch with your hands. Goal is not to push it first and then drop. Goal is to drop, then punch. Was it December? I was like, I wonder if I could, how much I go straight going live. It's been 78 so far. The goal is for 1 year. Experiment, do it for 1 year. Lifting progresses. Also even learning how my body responds to pushing it harder and harder and trying to get better. Yeah, that's my normal warm-up. And also with the warm-up, I've already done a bunch of pull-ups, push-ups, and sit-ups. So we're just getting warmed up. So today, it's Wednesday, which yesterday was a somewhat light day. Today's gonna be a little heavier. You wanna try to get to 1 rep, or sorry, if you're at a competition, you only have 3 lifts to do. You're like 100 kilos, 200 pounds, and you're like, or 225 pounds. You think you're gonna hit that, you don't start there. Like if you think your max is 100 kilos, 225 pounds, you don't start there, you start at a lower weight because you only get 3 chances. And you can't go down in weight. So what you do, oh, I gotta get chalk in my hands. So what you do is plan accordingly. Like your first rep, your first attempt should be a weight that you can do. You just want to get on the board. You just want to get a successful lift so you're on the board. Last thing you want is to not be on the board and then all that preparation all gone. Let me move this up just a little bit. Awesome. All right. Instagram was a little low. All right, so 135. I'll probably get to maybe like 230, 240, something like that. I do a couple power just to see where my body is, because that's, for some reason, I get like a gauge for how my body's gonna react today and how much I could lift by power and how the power feels. So I'll do a full snatch. Power is when you don't go below parallel squatting. Full is when you go squat full depth. Okay, feeling okay. I probably need to put some athletic tape on my thumbs because I'm gonna do hook grip. And if I'm doing a 1 rep max on Saturday, I don't want my thumbs too tore up. I need 5 pounds. Sorry, I'll be back. Fives and 2.5s. 2.5s are gone. There's only like 2 pair of 2.5 in the whole gym. Oh well, that's the way it is. I guess I'll just stick with 5s. I don't got much to say today, apparently. Oh, I gotta say, I was so pumped. I have a conference coming up next week. Real estate conference, teaching people how to invest in real estate. It's called Income Building Live. And I have speaking 7 times, I think. That was a huge hurdle. That's PowerPoint presentation, like all that stuff. Getting people encouraged to invest. So I got that done. I locked myself in my office. I work at home, so I did not have much distractions. All right, so that was okay. And it's no hook. Let's see how we do. Hook grip. So, if you guys have been watching the last couple weeks, my body has been falling apart, or overworked is probably the best way to say it. And overworked, it was, hey, one day I'll do 405 double on squat. The next day my body's telling me, my central nervous system's telling me, you suck. You have not rested for months. Take time off. And the next day, I can't even hit 315 on a back squat. I could, but it was just like the worst feeling ever. So, yep, today's feeling good. Morning. Today's feeling much better. You know, the first gauge for me is when I do pull-ups in the morning. I always do pull-ups, but when I do pull-ups in the morning, I can see if my strength is there and if my central nervous system's moving on, 80% or 100%, depending on how many pull-ups I can do in a row. Usually, I'll do 8 or 9 just, fast pull-ups, stripped pull-ups. But when my days I'm feeling terrible, it'll be like 5. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the worst feeling in the world. All right, 185. Kind of get my head through a little more. Wasn't bad. Pretty good. put, since I'm I'm going to be practicing a little bit of hang cleans. I'm going to put some tape, athletic tape, on my thumbs. I showed you guys this a couple days ago. All it is just trying to remove the friction from the bar and the hook grip on your thumb. So you do not want to, I've cut circulation off before and my thumb turned blue. Like a day later. You don't want to do that. You want it very loose, or you can just do that. You just need to remove friction from the hook grip on the bar. So I usually bend my thumb while I'm doing it so that, there we go, perfect. So I did one at 185. Let's do another one with hook grip. And I do this 5 days a week. It's the most fun I have is waking up in the morning thinking I get to go to the gym. And then we're lifting. That was good. He seemed like a nice guy. That was a movie quote. When I kind of squeaked saying that was good. Reminded me of that movie quote from Tommy Boy. All right. I think I'll probably get to just 225. I don't want to overwork it, but I do want my body to feel the strain so that it's ready on Saturday. We'll see how I do. Definitely don't have high hopes. The last 2 Saturdays supposed to be a 1 rep, and it was horrible. Couldn't lift at all. Let's say, well, I felt like my body was like at 75% 2 Saturdays ago. This last Saturday, it felt like it was at 80%. Oh. But I'll take an entire week off next week because my conference. So won't lift. Give my body time to recover. When I say recover, it's really just your central nervous system saying, you're overworking it. You need to calm down. You need to rest. This is what, 205. That's good. Kind of. We'll just do singles. There's no need to do doubles. It's really just to get that higher end weight so that I can let my body know who's boss. But it's feeling better. Like that 205 felt so much better than it did last week. Oh, hopefully we're recovered enough. But what about you guys? Do you guys lift? What's your favorite workout? Drop a comment. I really love getting comments. What's your favorite workout? Is it bench press, guys? Is it the hip thrusters, ladies? It's so weird. I got the hip thrusting machine right in front of me. And I have to look away. But people say, well, why don't you run? I imagine people saying, why don't you just face the mirror instead of facing the person doing the hip thruster? I say, well, one, because I don't want to. I don't want to look at the mirror. Number two, when I look at the mirror, I get thrown off. I started doing Olympic lifting and CrossFit. Are there mirrors in CrossFit? Nope, there are no mirrors in CrossFit, or usually. So, whenever I look myself in the mirror, my balance gets so thrown off. It's weird. Just not used to it, so I always face out. Plus, I like seeing what's going on behind me. I don't like having my back to things. What was this, 215? That wasn't bad. That was good. That was okay. I mean, his power felt better than last few weeks, so I'm not mad about that. I'm very happy. Okay. I mean, I know it was only 215, so shut it. That was another movie quote from So I Married an Axe Murderer. 225. We'll do 225. Man, wouldn't that be good if I could get up power? If my body's kind of getting back to where it should. When my body's like firing on all cylinders, doing very well, I I think it was probably like a month and a half ago, I did 225 power. How many times? I did it 3 times. 225 power. This is like just a month and a half ago, so hopefully my body's recovering. And that's the downside about going live, is I don't want to look like like an idiot or a weakling. So I over push it. But hey, maybe that's gonna help me get better. I don't know. I got a year to figure it out. All right, so 225. Let's try to get 1 power. I'm gonna try to get 1 power. Let's see how that goes. 225 power snatch. Let's see it. It'd be great if I got that. I know I should be. My body's capable, but if my central nervous system's there, I'll be happy. Because if you watched on Saturday, I could barely even lift this on Saturday. 225. Little wider grip on the bar. Get the bar higher up. Here we go. 225. Head through. There we go. I was happy with that. There we go. That felt good. Not bad. Or at least I feel better about doing that much. Whew. That was great. Wow, my body has just been I was like able to power. Hopefully we're coming back. All right, so now moving right in clean and jerk. Apparently there's Squat University is a channel I follow on Instagram. I think YouTube as well, but they're doing a hang clean challenge. So hang clean is like this. You can go below the knees or you can go down just a little bit, but it's only 135. So my goal with the hang clean is just to get my elbows faster because my elbows are so slow. Slow and maybe stiff. It's my rotator cuff, I know that. It's not my lats. Anybody says, oh, it's probably your lats. Your lats are tight. Nope, it's not them. It's not that. It's that this part of my arm, lower part, is longer than the upper part of my arm. So bar goes right into your neck. Oh, that's just the way it is. Gotta work around it. There we go. Fast elbows. There we go. And I know it's only 135, but if I can get my body to respond, I would be happy. When I say my body, I mean like my fast elbows, good front rack. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go up to 205. Starting on 135 is a really low weight. And just trying to get my elbows moving. So we'll see how we do on this one. Kind of thinking, should I do hang clean instead of regular clean on Saturday? I can do both, meaning I know I can't hang clean more than regular clean, so I guess hang clean until I can't do anymore. But the good thing about doing hang clean, you're already in the upright position like this. So move your help. Actually, the biggest thing is a lot of people don't realize they think they should push their pelvis to the bar. It's like this, knees under the bar. Knees under the bar. I guess they call it scooping it under the bar. All right, 205. Fast elbows. Good catch. Fast elbows, come on. Fast elbows. I'll do a hand clean. Let's see what happens. That's not fast. That's better. Man, I am feeling like at least 50% better than I did on Saturday. I got some sweat to wipe off. Let's do it again. Should I do a full from the ground or should I hook grip again? Do it from the ground. That was okay. $205. Man, my joints are feeling so much better. And it's amazing when you give your body time to rest. And I kid you no joke, if you haven't been watching, 5 days a week, every day snatch, every day's clean and jerk, every day is legs. Man, so I started thinking, because I was doing programming where Monday you would snatch, Tuesday you'd clean and jerk, Wednesday you do lightweight of both, and then Friday, I can't remember, maybe both, maybe one of the other. Oh yeah, Friday would be like cleans, Saturday would be snatch, something like that. But I was like, but I love doing both. Why would I not clean as well if I do a snatch? And why would I not snatch if I do clean or jerk? So and definitely the right way to go. Everybody's body is different though. Like somebody's capacity or ability to recover is different. Especially as you get older, you don't have much recovery when you get older. Saw my buddy Fonz on the interwebs back in Arizona. Fonz for real, I think is his handle on Instagram, but he snatched 205. It's like, good job, dude. Yep. At least he's not just doing all the, because I know he wants to do curls. Like if he could only do curls his whole life, he would be happy. Good for you, bud. My plates were on somebody else's. I'll do one at 225 and I do another one at 235. So that wasn't terrible. I like that one. Going on my rotator cuffs have been helping me do better. All right, so there we go. Whew. I think one of the big limitations recently for my mobility was beating on my body so much. I mean, you look at it, I was doing 5 days a week, getting up to like 85, sometimes 90% of the max, which gets heavy. And after 5-6 months of doing that, 5 days straight, I think I took 3 deload weeks out of all of them, 3. So that made it not go very well. So I could, like I feel good today. Part of me wants to go up and just do 1 rep now because I feel great. But if I did, I would not be ready on Saturday. So it's like, let's just follow the programming, see how Saturday goes. Hopefully Saturday I feel much better. All right, 245. Let's try this. So when I do on a Saturday, it'll be 325. Clean it. Is to move enough weight. Got all this adrenaline. Let me now use that to repair feels. Felt, feels, tired. 265. Got my America. Great character and everything. Obviously the movies were fun. You know what I'm catching my breath just a second. When I go to any parties, you know when you go to parties they have red cups, those solo cups. They have the red cups there. Guess what name I put? Well, you're not gonna guess. You won't be able to get it. But it's definitely not Captain America for some reason. That's 2 words. That's a lot of writing. What do I put? I don't put Dustin. I put something that nobody else ever puts. Put Superman. And I did that ever since my kids were young. I think Superman's fantastic. So I just put Superman. And so when everybody sees that cup, like, who's Superman? So they don't know it's me. I'm just kidding. It's just fun. And then my kids always look at it and they laugh. My goal is for my kids to be their hero. To be their hero, that's the number one thing. Like, I'm not their pal, not their buddy. Definitely, obviously, their dad. But I want to be their hero. I want them to see, especially my boys, I want them to aspire to be better than they are. And as much as I can do that, I'm going to do that. My girls, I want them to not be dependent on men. That's not the right way to say it. I want them to not crave a man. Okay, 265. Let's do clean, hang clean. That was okay. That was good. I was happy with that. Caught it well. Re-gripped the bar. Honestly, I'm feeling so much better today than I have in a very long time. At least 2 or 3 weeks. Like, my body was falling apart. I wish I had my phone. I'd look up what else I should do. You know what? Let's do a semi-heavy back squat. So 265, got my body, said, hey, don't you go dying on me. That was from another movie. Can you guys guess what movie that's from? Drop a comment. Don't you go dying on me. I'll give you a tip, a hint. Has Jim Carrey in it. You know, old people, although slow and dangerous behind a wheel, car can still serve a purpose. In fact, I don't know if it's not my Jeff Bridges. I can't remember the hilarious. You guys drop a comment. I don't see any comments. What movie has Jim Carrey, Jeff Bridges, where Jim Carrey says, old people, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel of a car, can still serve a purpose. Don't you go dying on me. It makes me laugh just saying it out loud. But what movie is that? I want to know if you guys know it. All right. Give me plenty of time to comment. If you got the right answer, you get a gold star. Gold stars don't mean anything. It's just bragging points. It is from Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, it's hilarious. Oh, so back squat. But did anybody get it? You guys get that quote? One of the best movies. In fact, I showed my boys it and they loved it. My girls, funny movies is, my wife thinks movies are stupid, that I think are amazingly hilarious. I have never met a female, ever, that liked Groundhog Day. Never. My wife hates it. My girls, I have 3 girls. 2 are old enough to know or to, understand it. They hate it. All my best friends, their wives hate it. Just on a golf trip. And every single one of us were flabbergasted. It's like, how in the world do our wives, how are they so silly? How do they not like Groundhog Day. If you're a female, you like Groundhog Day, give me a comment. Let me know. And then if you're a female, you hate it, give me a comment too. I want to know why you hate it. My wife can't express it. She's like, it's just pointless. It's like, well, the character changes. He gets, instead of being an arrogant ass, yeah, I said ass. He was definitely an ass. He became humble, serving other people. I mean, it's just terrific. And then as I read the Bible says God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. When I read that in college, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want the creator of the universe, I don't want him against me or opposing me. I better figure out what it means to be humble, what it means to be prideful. So, figured out as much as I could. So I try not to be arrogant or prideful. What it comes down to, I got love. I don't know if I came up with this. I've just been saying it for 30 years. Which statement is more humble? Which statement is, whoops, did that bar, sorry. I don't know if you could see it, but the weights, I didn't put the clamp on the left side. But which statement's more humble? No, let me see. Better way to say it. Which of these statements are more prideful? A person thinks highly of himself, and a person thinks lowly of himself. Which one's more prideful? A person thinks highly of himself, and a person thinks lowly of himself. This was what really woke me up to realizing the difference between pride and humility. But yeah, which one's more prideful? Person thinks highly of himself, person thinks lowly of himself. And if you're thinking, oh my goodness, if you think that, you might be right. So if you wrote down the words, the two different senses, a person thinks highly of himself, and a person thinks lowly of himself. There's only one word in each sentence that differentiates itself from the other one, meaning they're the same sentence. Person thinks highly of himself, person thinks lowly of himself. Take out highly and lowly. A person thinks of themselves. That's the definition of prideful. Solely focused on themselves, concerned only about themselves, taking care of only themselves. That's arrogance and pride. As soon as you learn that, how do you not think of yourself? That's what you need to focus on. All right, 3:15. Just getting the body moving. People don't spend the time to think about arrogance. I don't know what's wrong with this person or like what the difference is or why. I just have an off feeling about that person. Like that person, all they do is talk. And all they do is talk about themselves. And I don't get a chance to talk. In fact, C.S. Lewis wrote a book, really great book, called, oh my goodness, what is it called? What? I'm gonna have to remember what it is. It's off the tip of my brain. But C.S. Lewis, Mere Christianity. Mere Christianity, and where he said that if you met a completely humble person in your life, that person would only be concerned about what you're saying. Like this is the most humble person ever in the history of the world. They would only be concerned about what you're saying, asking you questions, knowing more about you than you know about them, and you barely, or they barely talk. That's the most, and then you'll walk away from that conversation thinking, that was a nice guy. That's all you would think. You wouldn't think, oh, this guy's remarkable, this guy's awesome, or anything like that. You would just be thinking, C.S. Lewis writes, he's English or British, and he says, that's a really nice chap. I think it was chap is what he said, how he said it. But if somebody, they only think about themselves, they're only going to talk about themselves. That's why, I'm getting on a huge rabbit hole of Groundhog Day. But Groundhog Day, the reason why I love it so much is he changes. Main character changes, and it's hilarious, Bill Murray doing it, but being that it points out that service, humility is the number one way to go. and his life changes. He gets out, anyways. So love it. Hey, you guys are awesome. This was a good day, and then tomorrow I'm going to be taking a day off. Then Friday I'll come in, just do a little bit of doubles here and there, and then Saturday's going to be a max day. I'm feeling better today, but you guys are awesome. Thanks for showing up, and I will see